everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is November 1st, which means it is time for my October reading wrap-up. First of all, let me apologize. I'm in my room, so if you hear cars going by, it's because my windows are right there, and cars love to speed down this street, and there are a lot of really loud cars in Macon, Georgia, so just ignore them. I put some fall pillows on my bed, so we look a little festive today. I should have planned this intro out more. Okay, so we're doing my October wrap-up, plus I have a couple books I want to share with you guys, so I'm going to do my October haul as well. I only got a couple books this month, but I really wanted to share them with you because there's something special about some of the books. So I'm going to start off with the haul, all the books I bought in October, and then I'll transition into the reading wrap-up. So if you want to fast forward to the wrap-up part, I'll put the number right here so you can fast forward to that section of the video. So first, let me share with you the books that I received this month. The first book I got in October is the book that I am currently reading. I have not finished it yet, and that is If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. This book so far is really good, and I cannot wait to see what happens. I'm about halfway through. I really wanted to finish this by Halloween because it is sort of like a murder mystery book, but that didn't happen, so we're just gonna try our best. So I bought this book for myself because I really wanted to read it, and I kept trying to check it out from the library, but it was never at the library, so I just bought it on Amazon for myself, so that's where this one came from. These two books I didn't buy, I rented from the library this month, and that is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue and A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. Both of these I rented from the library because I'm a poor college student and buying one book this month was enough. So I'll talk about these in my wrap-up. I obtained those for a short while in October. Now, this is the fun part. So a couple days ago, I got a package in the mail. And I didn't remember ordering anything, so I was like, what is this? It was a pretty big package, and I opened it up, and it was 4 books from one of you guys. A subscriber sent me books in the mail, and it was the best day ever. So I want to show you guys what the subscriber sent me, and just say a huge, huge thank you to the person who sent me this. If you're watching this, thank you so much. Made my day. The first 2 books this subscriber got me are Prince Charming and Her Royal Highness by Rachel Hawkins. These are just a cutesy little series about a girl whose sister is marrying into a royal family, and she kind of has to learn the ropes of how to behave because she's now involved in the royal world because her sister's marrying a prince. I don't know much more than that, but I know they're super cute and I can't wait to read them. The third book the subscriber sent me is by the book by Amanda Sellett. This is a super cute story. Well, I say it's super cute, haven't read it yet. I'm assuming it's going to be a super cute story about a girl who is in college, and she's a book nerd. She's read all the classics. She's read all the books. So she thinks that she knows every book boy stereotype, if that makes sense. She decides to get involved with her friends' love lives, and she tells them, don't date that guy because I know his archetype from this book. He's a bad one. And then I think she ends up falling for someone who's a bad boy, and she's like, I know his archetype is bad for me, but she falls for him anyway. So this sounds like just a super cute read. I'm so excited. And the final book that was in that package is one that I am just so happy about. It's so beautiful. And that is the new illustrated edition of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. If y'all have not seen this new edition yet, oh my god, it's so gorgeous, and I can't believe that my subscriber sent me this. It's like Christmas, y'all. I'm so excited. So this copy of Harry Potter is illustrated by Mina Lima, which I believe this company did the artistic stuff for the Harry Potter movies. So this book, of course, is just gorgeous. There's illustrations on every page, and the illustrations are so beautiful. And not only are there illustrations, oh no, there's interactive parts in this book. So for instance, here's a pretty illustration of Diagon Alley, but wait, it opens up so you can see all the shops. How cool is that? And there's a couple other spots that are really cool that I want to show you guys. Here is Harry's letter, and you can actually open it and read the letter, which is so freaking cool. This book is so awesome. So thank you so much for giving this to me. That was the sweetest gift ever. If any of you guys want to send me books, I put my Amazon wish list in the description of my videos, just in case you're I don't know, feeling really generous and want to send me something. Of course you do not have to, just if you want to. Anyways, so that's this super gorgeous book. So excited. Thank you so much for sending me those books. Okay, that is all the books that I bought. Let's move on to the wrap-up section of this video. I read 5.5 books this month. I say a half because I'm still reading the 6th book. I'm halfway through. These are all the books that I read. Let's talk about them. The first book I read is A Great and Terrible Beauty by Libba Bray. This book was about a 3 out of 5 stars. It was enjoyable, it was fun, but I'll be honest, I probably won't be continuing with the rest of this series. I think it's a trilogy. If I stumble across the other 2 books, I might read them, but I'm not going to go out of my way to actively read them, you know? It was okay, but whatever. This is about a young woman in the Victorian England era who goes to a women's finishing school, and while at the school she and her friends kind of make a cult, and there's like magical stuff. She gets some visions, they learn creepy magical things. I don't really know what to tell you about this. Just know that it's Halloween vibes. I'm sorry, I need to be better at describing books. I've described this like 3 times on my channel by now, I think, so. Anyways, Great and Terrible Beauty by Libba Bray. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's been around for a while now. It was a great start for my October books because it really gave me some like spooky Halloween vibes. So that was a good October book. Glad I read this. But like I said, about a 3 out of 5. The next book I read is Kingdom of Back by Marie Lu. This book is probably more of a 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. This book is about Mozart's sister. If you don't know Mozart, he's a famous composer. I'm really surprised if you don't know who he is. He's very famous. Anyways, this is about his sister who is also a composer, but she does not get any of the recognition she deserves because she is a woman and women are not allowed to be composers during that century. So this book follows the story of Mozart's sister and Mozart as they're growing up. They're traveling around Europe performing, composing music, and while they're on the road and just throughout their childhood, they make up this imaginary kingdom called the Kingdom of Back, and this kingdom kind of comes to life and they get sucked into the kingdom, and it's interesting, it's a fun time, it's good, I really liked it. It was very enjoyable. I haven't read anything from Marie Lu in a long time, so I really enjoyed this book. I was glad to get back to Marie Lu's writing. Next, I read Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. I don't know if her last name is literally Ng or if it's like Ng. I don't know how she says that, but this is the author. If you have not heard of this book, it has become quite popular recently. It is a new series on Hulu starring Reese Witherspoon and Kerry Washington, 2 amazing actresses. Anyways, this book is about a family who lives in a perfect suburban town, and then a woman and her daughter move into this neighborhood and they don't fit the perfect like mold of what is expected in this neighborhood. The woman is an artist, her and her daughter move around a lot. They end up renting a small apartment type place from the super rich fancy family, and their families just kind of like converge and a lot of drama happens, stuff goes down. It's just a good like family story. There's a lot of social issues that this book deals with, and it's set in the 90s. I don't know what I'm saying. Basically, it just talks about, suburban living and the problems with it. You should just go watch the trailer for the TV show. You can probably get a better idea of what the book is about. I struggle with how to rate this book because at first I really liked it. It was super good, super intriguing, because I didn't notice at the time. But when I took a break and read something else and came back to it, I realized that she does not do a very good job with perspectives. The way that this author writes can be very difficult to follow because she'll kind of change perspectives like in the middle of a paragraph. And sometimes she doesn't always use names, she uses a lot of pronouns, so it was very difficult to figure out who was talking to who was thinking these thoughts. So that part was confusing, so that ranked the book down a little bit. And then also, I didn't love the ending. Just, not everything was wrapped up. There were still several like open threads that I wanted the author to like tie together and finish out their stories, and she just didn't. And there are just like some weird vibes happening at the end of the book. The author just, I don't know. I don't really want to say anything because I don't want to spoil it, but just the way that things ended was not that great. I don't know. If you read this, leave a comment down below and let's chat. Did you like the ending of this book? How did it make you feel? Were you like satisfied? I don't know. And I think it might have been like a statement to leave a lot of things open. I think she did that on purpose. However, I didn't like that. I like book endings to be wrapped up. So, I don't know, maybe like a 4 out of 5 stars because I liked it, but the ending was not that great. I don't know. It was interesting though. It was interesting. Next book I read was A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I thoroughly enjoyed this book. This is like a 4.5 star book. It takes a lot for me to give a book a 5 out of 5 stars, just saying. So this was, it was good. I enjoyed it. This book follows a senior in high school who decides to solve a murder for her senior project. Senior project is basically a large end of the year project that seniors work on throughout the entire year, and at the end of the year they present it. Typically you do like not solving a murder. For my senior project, I volunteered at an animal shelter and wrote a research paper about how owning a pet is beneficial and all the benefits of animals, and then I presented on that topic. But this girl solves a murder because in her hometown about 5 years ago, I think she was a senior in high school, the girl who got murdered, and the boyfriend was blamed, but she, our main character Pippa, is convinced that the boyfriend did not murder the girl. She's like, no, he was innocent. I knew him. I know he wasn't capable of murder. So she sets about to find the real killer. And it's so good. It's so entertaining because this girl's literally a senior in high school and she's trying to solve a murder, and she does a good job. She does a lot of research. I tried to guess the murderer. I was wrong. I didn't guess right at all. My boyfriend is reading this book right now. I want to discuss it with him on my channel, have a little book talk about it, because he is really good at predicting the ends of stories, so I'm wondering if he can guess who the murderer is. This book was really good. If you haven't read it yet, definitely go check it out. I think this was her first book, and it was very good for a debut novel. The final book that I actually finished in October is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. This book was really good. A 4 out of 5 stars for me. This story follows the life of a young woman who was born in like the 1600s in France. And when she is 23 years old, she is supposed to be getting married, but she does not want to get married. She doesn't want that kind of life, you know? She's a feminist, wants to live freely, do her own thing. And she sells her soul to the devil for her freedom. But the catch is that no one ever remembers her. So you can talk to her, have a conversation, but as soon as you walk away and like leave the room, you won't remember who she is. So she lives her entire life being forgotten. And fast forward to modern times, it's like 2014, and she meets someone, and the next day he still remembers who she is. And the characters have a relationship, of course, and it's just kind of their story, and you figure out why he remembers her. It was interesting. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very like thought-provoking. It made me think a lot, and I'm glad that I'm not living my life like that. I'm glad people can remember me because that's a hard life. And finally, the book that I am halfway through, which I mentioned earlier, If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. This book is another murder mystery, and it follows 7 thespians who are theater majors in college. They're putting on a Shakespeare play, and one of their castmates dies. And we don't know how this person died. We don't know what happened. We're trying to figure out the truth of the story. This book so far is very entertaining. I really like it. I'm so excited to finish it. I want to know who did it, how this person was killed, if it was really an accident or if someone murdered him. I'm really interested in knowing. My one issue with this book is that these people are super into Shakespeare. They love Shakespeare. They go to this super fancy elite art school, which is like crazy competitive. You get kicked out if you're not good enough. So it's their senior year. There's only 7 thespians left. So only 7 people made it to their senior year of college. And they always talk in Shakespeare quotes. Like, they're constantly just quoting Shakespeare. And I'm not a big Shakespeare fan. I'm in a Shakespeare class right now, and I don't like it. I'm not a big Shakespeare fan. So I don't know what they're quoting. I never know where these quotes come from. And I'm like, why are you talking like this? Why do you have to quote Shakespeare all the time? It's really like not annoying, but I just don't get it. I don't get it. But I'm super interested to finish this book. If you've read this, let me know what your thoughts are. Don't spoil me. Do not spoil me. But let me know what your thoughts are. Did you like it? And that goes for all the books I read this month. Did you guys enjoy these books? Have you read them? I think that is all that I had to share with you guys today. You know, this is a pretty good amount of books to read. October has been a pretty busy month in school, and to read 5.5 books, I think I did a pretty good job. Next month is going to be crazy busy. I'm so stressed for November. I'm so scared. I have so many projects and so many papers to write. It's not going to be a fun month. Wish me luck. My next wrap up will probably be pretty short because I won't have much time to read. Love that. I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys had a great October and I hope your November is swell too. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!